Alrighty, week 3 attendance. So it is, and I just finished recording week 3 Learn Together, but we are moving into a really important week. After week 3, week 4 is your first code review, your first development project. Okay, they go together. You have to take the concept that I had you last night in your Learn Together I had you write about. You're going to have to do some more work in week 3 to flesh that concept out more. But you're quickly going to move into week 4 where you have to create that thing, make it work, and come and do a code review with me. Now, you don't have to wait until the code review to come see me, okay? Come see me. And when I say come see me, right, one of the things I really attempt and do offer is virtual, right, support. Meaning if you have a camera or if you have a microphone and you want to just talk to me about some code that you're working on, right, all you got to do is reach out. And if I can do it, giving me a little notice helps, just because my schedule is also full, but you are my priority. So reach out to me and ask me for help when you need it. Or if you just want to talk to somebody, right? Because the other part of this, and this is an important part, is you need to be able to walk through, not only do you have to create it, come to me and you tell me about it, describe it. That means you have to be able to talk about code. And if there's nowhere in your world that you have the ability to go talk to people about code, I am your other avenue for that. So, and I enjoy that part. So please, I've been trying to say this, but in different ways. But, my door is open, either virtually or on campus or at Bitwise or wherever. And hopefully by now you're getting used to my schedule. If not, go over to Syllabus and take a look and ask me any questions that you have. So ours is coming at us, okay? All right, so I've already recorded the week 3 Learn Together. Similar to week 2, I want you to attempt it without looking at my code, which is why I modified the week 2 link to my code to actually show you a gist. And a gist is a just simple way to share code publicly because I pushed my code for the week 3 Learn Together this morning. And I think Brandon already took a look at it. And I was like, yeah, just don't look yet, right? Because the idea is, yes, you can look eventually, absolutely. But the idea is that what you want to do is see how well you're getting these concepts. Because I'm asking you again in week 3 to continue the implementation of the email. And thinking about in terms of your own concept that you're going to implement. And it's not bad, right? To think of a normal app that you use every day and implement a basic part of that. You don't have to obviously implement the whole thing, you wouldn't. But implementing the basic concept of that would be fun. But coming up with a different concept is cool too. But the other thing I've seen students do with this, and I understand why, is they some of you get a little too ambitious and you're biting off a little more than you can chew. So keep that in mind, is that you want something that, and I talk about it in week 3, that is a CRUD app, create, read, update, delete. I have drafted the requirements for it. You can find it here on week 4. Next week, I will record a video going over the final version. I have gotten it mostly done. I need to do, and this is actually the thing I did in 93, and I think I will implement in the coming weeks. That's something called a to-do list. It's like, here are the things I still need to do in my development, I need to implement. And it helps you just keep track of those things, and it helps us understand where you're at. So look for that in a future week coming up. So, lot coming at you. And the thing about a 9-week, 4-unit programming class, and those of you that took 93 know this, is it goes fast because there's a lot to do. But stay focused, stay on task, and you'll be fine. Or I should say this. Let me say it this way. stay focused, stay on task, and ask for help when you need it. And you will be fine. Some people, I've noticed, and this is totally normal, is they go out and they start searching, right? The thing is, you're not really going to find code examples of what we're doing here. It would take some work, because what we're doing is first Node.js. We're doing something in this first round that is leveraging the idea of a command line app, and teaching you some of the basics. Actually, it's a little bit of a review, I suspect, for those that came in from 93. So, again, because the idea, that's the first thing, is nothing wrong with that to help. But the key is, I think it'd be more beneficial to actually spend the time looking at other folks' code and trying to understand that, okay? The ability to read, it's like, the ability to write a good essay often depends on your ability to read. Well, the same is true for coding. Your ability to read code, it can be definitely correlated with your ability to write good code, because you have a deeper understanding. And as you read more code, the better you're good at it. I know. Okay, so before I ask you to reply with a specific thing, the thing I need you to kind of know too is starting in week 4. And the thing is, I consciously set this develop it right in the middle of this week. And really, I should have probably had it due right in the end of week 3, because we will have finished all the code instruction that you needed. But I want to give a little time. But here's the deal. We also have other work. Our other work continues. It's not as if it doesn't continue. And we have a big section 6, and we're doing the whole thing, and it's a 3-hour section. So what you see is this class starts to ramp up, not unnormal either, as weeks go by in a class, especially in a class like this. And it's really important content, which is asynchronous. And he's going to teach, I think, and this is actually the new version of this course. I've covered most of it, but I need to finish it, is asynchronous JavaScript. I think he mostly focuses on callbacks. But by the way, that debugging section in section 5, way important, especially when you're doing your own development and you're trying to figure out why something doesn't work. Knowing how to debug your code. And I like that he talks about that console.log is fine. Nothing wrong with it. But, level up your skill base. Try something new, and learning how to run either the debugger on the command line in your code or on VS Code, and not everyone's using it. Okay, so I think I got all of it. So my question for you is, I want you to do this. I want you to go and I want you to click on, in week 4, Dev 0, which, by the way, there's only 2 of these this semester. And each of them is worth 25% of your overall grade. So it's so important. Okay. But I want you to go look at that, and I want you to ask me any questions in the post, the reply here, that you need clarification on. And then the last thing I'll say about this is that I've had students do well on the code ups and the learn togethers and not great on the develop projects, and still pass this class. Okay. So staying focused on this weekly work, doing it ahead as much as possible. Some of you did for the learn togethers. I replied to you, and I actually ended up replying to everyone today. So please go back and look at those comments if you have any questions, because I actually want to be clear, and I cover this in week 3, Learn Together. I'm not grading in detail your code. It's really, did you attempt to do it, and did you do at least the required parts that I had? But this is not true when it comes to Dev 0, okay? All right, enough for now. So you know what you need to reply with. Thank you very much for a great week. I actually really had fun last night, because I did my email, my Dev 0 last night by coding up the email, and it was good. It was such a good exercise to think about some things and how I'd probably do it different, or things I would implement going forward. Anyway, have a great week. Oh, and it's Halloween next Thursday. We still have work due, okay? So I probably would be grading Friday and maybe a little on Saturday. So get it done as soon as possible. Again, it's not one of those things you want to wait on because matter of fact, if anything, do it sooner rather than later so that you can set yourself up for success in this first Develop It project. I really have said enough. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later.